All right, we are on. Hey there, Joe.
What's up?
I got on late. I was doing something, but I'm here. I'm ready to talk about some conspiracy. I have some topics to talk about. Some pretty interesting stuff lately.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the Discord. I'm gonna be driving up to the a campground. So
All right.
I'm waiting for my uncle to get here. So I'll be on this. I'll be in the conversations. I got my budget in. I'll be driving and having a budget in.
Yeah.
I'm multitasking, bro, like a true American.
Yeah. Exactly. So so the first topic that I put down. There's this one movie. I think it's called Cast Off. Have you seen that?
And so
If not,
I don't think so.
so it's they got this picture floating around of this I think it's a woman in like this red costume, and there's also like this volleyball or basketball with like a red stain of a face.
Okay.
And I asked.
I don't think I've never seen it. No.
Let's see if I can find it, and I'll put it up on the Discord here later. But basically, I don't know if it's YouTube appropriate, but you can basically just imagine like a person's, skin peeled off of their face, and they're like hinting at what they do. I tried to put that in the most appropriate terms possible.
Yeah, I've been on a movie kick lately of subliminal messages. I'm at the point where I can't even say they're subliminal anymore, dude.
Yeah, they're just putting it all in your face.
For years, dude. It's for years, though, dude. You know what I mean? It's just that with the shift in the consciousness and awareness, I think that it's been around for a long time, dude. It's just that people are seeing it now, you know?
Let me ask them, but yeah, I like watching movies. I'm not the movies guy. I'm bad at I don't watch that many, but I'll watch them. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. I watched this one movie. I don't know if you ever watched it before. It's called V for Vendetta. Have you ever watched that?
I've heard of it. I've never watched it, but I have heard of it. I heard it was alright. A pretty decent movie, right?
Yeah, there's a guy, he's anonymous with a mask, and he gets this girl, I don't know, agent girl, for working for some sort of government, I believe, from what the movie was showing, and he's going around blowing up the city, because I think it was corrupt, from what like these political officials, they were corrupt, and they were, I could have that backwards. Maybe he was the bad guy and these guys are trying to stop him, but for the most part, it's like this, you got these government officials going after this anonymous guy, and then he's going and destroying these buildings, government buildings. Now,
there's tons and tons and tons of stuff like that, bro. The new Civil War movie that came out not too long ago was heavy.
If I can find this, it's like 2 weeks old.
Did you see Lucy?
Lucy? Oh man, no, I didn't.
It's on Netflix. I don't know if you have Netflix or not. It's on there, streaming for free. It is interesting, dude. It talks about her. It's a woman getting pretty much taking some type of drug, and it gives her access to more higher percentages of her brain. So she goes up to like 100%, and it's pretty insane, dude.
Did they show you anything? Like anything?
A lot about after you get to 100% of your brain, you're pretty much becoming one with everything.
That's how I visualize it, because I don't know, I think you said it before, but I've known this, like everything is it starts from the invisible, and then it goes to, or it starts in the invisible and then projects out into the visible. It's like what the Bible says, and so they would just be seeing spiritual stuff, like at that point. Like imagine you're dead, but you're not really dead, you're just seeing the other side of things. That's how
There's so much to it, dude, with what the limitless possibilities are. But I feel like the more I reach, my buddy who had a very advanced experience tells me that what he came to the conclusion of is that we're just all one. we're all reflections of one another. And I've heard this before, and I've said this, I've used this before. Obviously not taking credit for it because I don't know who originally came up with it, but it definitely makes sense to me. Is that ultimately we're all reflections of one another. We're non-duality experiencing duality, and we're all like different versions of each other. Like you're a different version of me, I'm a different version of you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We're just like different. But we're navigating through life differently. With different bodies and different, journeys, different lessons. So, if you go say God divides itself into like fractals of consciousness, and that's what we are. That's our souls, and we all are down here experiencing, different lives, seeing what we, to see how we, how we progress through it. It's like birth. It's like God birthed all of us, and divine birthed all of us, and this is where we're at. So, dude, it's really similar to it. I hate using the fucking game and like the video game stuff, but I played a lot of games, bro, where it all comes down to like just you play the game and you go from level to level and level to level and level to level, and it gets harder and harder, and just it really does make sense to me for some reason.
Exactly. That's how a lot of they say. I remember seeing something like if you read like 100 books, that can be like 100 lifetimes taken away because reincarnation. And the funny thing about that is not a lot of people, man, not a lot of them believe in reincarnation, but I try to explain it from a scientific point of view. Like, okay, so you got the first law of thermodynamics, and we know everything is energy, right? And so, and that states that energy and matter can't be created or destroyed. It just like transforms into another form of energy. So the soul, which you might have a different view, but from my view, it's like a cosmic energy. And once you die, it's you got it's like electromagnetic. It's within you, and it's also an aura outside of you as well. It's connected within and on the outside, and it just leaves and goes back to, it might roam the earth, like you might roam the earth, or you might go back to the cosmos, whatever. And then you can choose to reincarnate from my point of view if you want.
Is it Philip? Is it I almost said Philip. Lindsay Harris again that talks about magnetic energy, magnetic. Right?
Yeah, he
magnetism,
does.
like we're all like or something. I know we use the word magnetic. We're all just magnetic beings. Is that what he said?
Yeah, there's a verse in the Bible that talks about how Lucifer came down and cast down he came down and weakened the nations. That's basically like your soul coming down and being a fractal of the universe. Now, let me find this Bible verse for you, because once this hit me, I was like, dude, this is so divine, dude. But let me find this real quick. Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Cut down, as in like you're it's like a cut of the divinity of God, like cut down to the ground. You're a part of the universe with God.
Cut down to the ground. It sounds to me like, I know this might be out of context. Well, it's in context, but it might be just a little out there. Cut down sounds like almost like carving out a star out of the firmament and it coming down.
Yeah, I can see that.
I've heard stories and theories about how a lot of times they say that too, that falling stars and all these different things are actually like are different than what we perceive them to be. Every time you see a star, it's actually a star. It's like another I guess some type of powerful energy coming down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't find this.
I positive or negative. I don't know what one it is, but I'll tell you, there is something with the stars, bro. And no one's telling me differently. I look at those stars. I can't clearly hear what they're saying, but I feel sometimes, bro, when I'm looking at the skies, man. There's something to the skies. There's something to it. It definitely is. I've always been enamored with it for a long time, even before my awakening. And there's something definitely to it. When you look up there and you really look and you really feel, you can tell it's like looking at you. I don't know how to explain it, bro. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I do. I feel it.
Exactly. Now, I found this photo. It took me a second, but I found it. So, I'll send it in general. I don't know if I should send it or if I should show it to the Discord. Or, not Discord, freaking YouTube. But I'll send it to the general just so you have just so you know what I'm talking about. It's basically like, showing the ritual and like, what they do behind.
Oh, that's vicious looking, dude.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's something to that. No doubt.
And I asked, like, and I had to clarify because I was like, okay, so can someone explain to me the backstory of this? And one of the things was references. This is what someone said. References the people and children they sacrifice in the pursuit of adrenochrome. Those red splotches are supposed to be faces. Frazzle drip.
Well, let me ask you a question. Is this a way of them putting it in our face that they do that to clear karma?
For me, it's just, I would say, it's just like in plain sight what they do. Like, hey, we do this and you're not getting it.
But in the Kabbalion, they talk about, the Hermetic principles, and I'll never say that the Kabbalion is 100% accurate, but I do believe that it's on to something. And it's very interesting that they do talk about the fact that a lot of this stuff, I think, is put in our faces so we can sit there and pretty much, I don't know, maybe our subconscious gets it, dude, and maybe our conscious doesn't. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because, on a subconscious level, we would ultimately know it because we would all, like, connect to one thought source. And so we would know it, but we might not see it on, like in our day-to-day lives. Like, what would that be, like, just a conscious thing, but you got your subconscious that would
it's like I've heard different things. I heard someone really knocking the subconscious recently, saying that the subconscious is like not our friend and all this stuff, and I don't really agree with that. I don't know what to think. I just think that my subconscious is picking up everything, even the things I don't see. Now, whether that my subconscious is using those things because it's being, like, if it's using certain things because it's picking, say my subconscious is picking up on symbolism, right, around me, but I'm not conscious enough to see it myself, right? So my subconscious is picking up on it, like a scanning system.
Yeah.
Doesn't really, just because my subconscious is picking these things up and putting it in my mind or in the back of my mind does not necessarily make my subconscious a bad guy. It just makes my subconscious very good at scanning everything and compartmentalizing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got like a couple different theories on that, but they're putting it in your face for a reason, dude. And I really wonder if it's just a clear. They want you to know. It's pretty apparent. They want you to know.
Yeah, and they do. Okay, one of the topics I have. Let's go to this Mr. Beast stuff. I haven't read that article. I'm gonna pull up that article you sent me because I wanted to save it for like this moment, right? Like what we're talking about right now. That gets into that Mr. Beast stuff, and like they have that, like, okay, we're gonna humiliate you now because and this stuff might have been set up. Like, I'm thinking they could have possibly theoretically set it up to this way, but it's probably not like that. But hypothetically, you could set it up that way where you get, you could act as a teenager or something like that, or get a teenager and text them like forcefully, like, hey, do this or else we're gonna, shut you down or something.
Well, I think Dr. Phil as a whole. I think Dr. Phil is just. I don't trust him. Let's put it that way. I have my reasons for it. I think a lot of people he has on his shows almost seem like very actors, right? So but besides all that, just because they're actors, it doesn't mean they're pro actors. You know what I mean? They could be people that just were approached and like, do this. But yeah, go to read the article.
That's part of the stuff I wanted to say, but all right, this is a pretty lengthy article, but I can read it a little bit. All right.
Yeah, I'm on my phone, so I can't see the article right now, so I'll listen to it.
Video resurfaces of Mr. Beast making sexual comments about then 14-year-old Bad Baby days after co-host Ava Chris Tyson is accused of being a child predator. All right, let's see if I can read this a little fast. Mr. Beast has now come under fire for sexual comments he made about a child days after his co-host quit social media in disgrace over grooming allegations. A resurfaced clip from a podcast in 2017 shows Mr. Beast, 28, real name James Donaldson, saying, "Let's be real, you want to put your in her." I'm not going to say it. When discussing a 14-year-old social media star. The YouTube personality who is the world's most popular live streamer appeared as a guest on the Hot Wet Soap, where he and 3 other male content creators were discussing Bad Baby, who coined the phrase "catch me outside, how about that," after appearing on Dr. Phil in 2016. Mr. Beast was 19 at the time. He was then heard making comments about the young girl's breast size. The resurfaced clip comes hours after Mr. Beast fired his co-host and longtime friend Ava Chris Tyson, calling her behavior unacceptable. Tyson, 28, a transgender woman, had been accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a minor when the child was 13. DailyMail.com has reached out to Mr. Beast about his 2017 comments. Mr. Beast has made fortunes from his YouTube channel that features extravagant stunts and philanthropic initiatives. Sorry if I butchered that. It's hard work. He began posting videos to YouTube in early 2012 at the age of 13 and has since grown the channel to 306 million subscribers. Mr. Beast has a net worth of around 700 million. Hot Wet Soap was started in 2016 by Aaron Brown. James Simons. Okay, I don't want to read that. I don't care, really. The last few.
Yeah.
Let's see, The conversation about Bad Baby began when one of the hosts mentioned another enjoys the catch me outside girl and thinks she's funny. Mr. Beast can be heard making lewd comments about the host wanting to have sex with the underage girl. The content creator responded with enjoying someone and putting your you-know-what in them are 2 different things. So enjoying someone and putting your are 2 different things. I was hoping you'd say yes. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. She's way too young, Mr. Beast replied. Mr. Beast can then be heard commenting on her breasts. I don't think she's 14. They're too big to be 14, he said. Mr. Beast has not commented on the 2017 podcast. Simmons, who was one of the hosts during the segment, shared a video on X to address the clip on Thursday, which he began with, "This was a long time ago in the beginning of our YouTube journey when being edgy was a content strategy. Cringe at times, but those were the times. He also explained Mr. Beast said, "Let's say something out of context that people can take out of context," before he made the comments about Bad Baby. Simons, however, also acknowledged a statement he made quote, as long as there is no penetration, what's age anyways, right? Quote. However, he said, nah, I'm just kidding, shortly after making the comment. Quote, certainly it wasn't my finest work, Simons added. Were these jokes funny? I think that would be a stretch, but being unfunny seems like the worst offense here, in my opinion. Was being edgy the best strategy? Certainly not, but it wasn't uncommon strategy during the time period. Simons continued to explain that he believes the clip of Mr. Beast is a molehill turning into a mountain. But this is the internet. People are going to chatter. I just wanted to offer some insight from someone who was there, he concluded. The clip of Mr. Beast comes less than 24 hours since he broke his silence about the allegations against Tyson, who was accused of sending inappropriate messages to a then 13-year-old when she was 20. Over the last few days, I've become aware of the serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I am disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts, the YouTuber shared. During the time, I have been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure I have all the facts. That said, I have seen enough online and taken immediate action to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any association with Mr. Beast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions. I will allow the independent investigators the necessary time to conduct a comprehensive investigation and will take any further actions based on their findings. Tyson is alleged to have formed a relationship with a minor when they were age 13, and the pair are said to have been introduced after the child won an online competition. At that time, Tyson was known to her YouTube fans as Chris because she had not transitioned gender yet. Tyson, who has a son with their ex-wife, is said to have spent years communicating with the fan on public online forums before meeting with the teen turned 16. The fan, who is now an adult, says they are not a victim and has defended Tyson, but has admitted some of the messages were inappropriate and edgy. Since the relationship was revealed in a series of expos, Tyson interacting with Shadman, an artist known for drawing young characters in sexual poses. In one post, Tyson begged Shadman to draw a 10-year-old anime girl. Other posts show Tyson sexualizing cartoon children. The 28-year-old, who has appeared in Mr. Beast's YouTube videos since he first launched his channel in 2012, said on X on Tuesday, I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments if it hurt or offended anyone. It was not my intent. Seeing recent events, we've mutually decided it's best I permanently step away from all things Mr. Beast and social media to focus on my family and mental health. I wanted to add I never groomed anyone, she went on to say on the social media platform, noting that the person brought up in the accusations has vocally supported they are false. Having said that, I humbly apologize to anyone I have hurt with my unacceptable social media posts, past actions, and those who may feel betrayed by how I used to act online. And that's the end of it. What do you think?
That's his opinion. I mean, bro, it could have been kids, just innocent kid, banter. But at the end of the day, dude, I think it goes so much further than that. Dude, you don't get 770 million by just being some random dude, bro. Sorry, it is what it is. Do I understand that like people fucking could get a little ruthless with their words without thinking? Of course, it happens to everyone. But that guy, dude, it's more to it that you have to look at who he is, what he's associated with, who he's associated with, how much money he has, and the fact that he's propelled to the top, dude.
Right.
And people will look at everything and say, oh, he's a humanitarian. He donates to everyone. Bro, one of his videos makes enough money. He puts out 20 videos. He takes that money from one of those videos and donates it. And then he's looked at as a great guy? Dude, no one in the world, let me tell you something, dude. Society is so manipulated as to believe that they think that anyone in the world deserves $770 million. They got something really wrong, bro.
Right.
To believe that.
Right. And Andrew...
you got big problems, bro. Big problems to believe that. If you think anyone's worth that, big problems. You got issues.
Right.
And he's making comments. He made the comments. You'll never know 100% whether the comments were this way or that way. Do you remember the guy Onision? Do you remember him?
What was his name?
Onision? Onisin. He was a popular YouTuber, dude, real popular, and they came down on him for being real, I don't know, there's some crazy things were going on with him, bro, and it was a lot with different allegations, and bro, he was a super popular YouTuber, and all of a sudden he disappeared, and I just feel like a lot of these people get propelled to the top, and they either hold their height at the top by being good boys, or they lose their height because they can't keep their shit together.
Right, yeah. Now my I've told you this. In one way, I feel like it's set up on another way. I feel like, this is like a forced humiliation ritual at the same time. It could be both. Because there's no way because this dude, I think Mr. Beast, he used to work for Disney as a child or somewhere along the lines in his career, from what I saw in one of the servers I'm in. And it explains how, what he's associated with, and that they can do this to him and make him go to the top. And I think we talked about it the other day on Thursday or so about that Andrew Tate, the shill, he's a shill, but he was saying some truth about that whole situation. And they
reel you in. Dude, they reel you in, dude, from all different angles, bro. They play different angles. They have villains versus. It's like, dude, it's like this. It's like someone turning me against you, but we know. But me and you are aware of why this is happening. It's like the Republicans, Democrats. There's a reason why I'm going against you, and there's a reason why you're going against me. You know what I mean? It's all part of an inner workings and the man behind the curtain, or the whatever it is that's behind the curtain, bro.
Right.
I'm not going to say it's a man because I'm not sure.
So there was, since we're on this topic and we're talking about setups and all this stuff and humiliation rituals, let's talk about the silly Olympics. That's a big thing. That's been on my mind. They
Last Supper, the pale white horseman, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, there's so they have this symbol. I was watching. I don't know if you know who this dude is. His name is Wake Up Call. Do you know who he is?
YouTuber?
Yeah, he's a YouTuber. He's been exposing a lot of this stuff, and he goes into the symbolism, and one of the symbols is the heart. And but he goes, and I didn't know this. This is a symbol for Baal. Apparently, when you look it up, it's a symbol for Baal. And at this Olympics, they have a bull. Now, obviously, look, it's just like
I've seen this in other events, bro, with the big mechanical bull, dude. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and the thing is, look, Baal is to do with the sun, but you gotta remember the elites and how they like to pervert stuff. They like to twist it, pervert it. It's like the Baphomet. Moxley and them, they hate the Baphomet because they think it's like some sort of transgender demon god. But that's the elite version and how they like. They probably know the truth of it, but they pervert it to match their agenda, so that you know.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm back, Evan. My uncle called. He said he's like a block away, but I'm good. I just want to. There won't be no more interruptions. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, that's no problem.
You see how I made that? You see how I zoomed in on that like picture of the Freemason thing, and then the Baphomet? That just made sense with the way they were doing that.
With what? With Snoop Dogg or with someone else?
No, I did it in the Discord. If you scroll up to my name, maybe like 4 days ago, I zoomed in of the Freemason symbol with the guy with his hand up, his right hand up, his left hand down, and the same thing with the Baphomet. I zoomed in. You didn't see it? If you go up like maybe 4 or 5 days ago, Moxley liked it.
Yeah, I think I might have saw it, but I just so many things pop up, I forget. Let's see it. Okay, 4 or 5 days ago, right? Oh yeah. I seen this. Yeah. This is like a common Freemason thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I seen that. I don't know what you saw of it. I don't know if anyone else like put that together, but for me, it almost went hand in hand. I don't know why it did, but it just made sense to me.
Yeah, this is so how they they got the circumpunct and then they got this they got they say two Johns. The John of the gospel and then there's another John of like Revelation or something like that. I forget.
Where's Milo? Alright. Yeah. I'm listening.
Yeah, I forget what the esoteric like there's a channel that literally goes into this, but I forgot the meaning of it. But yeah, he's doing like the as above, so below stuff, and right hand up, left hand down, duality, good, bad, light, dark, up, down, left, right.
Guess what?
But
hold on 1 second.
Yeah,
I'm listening to you though.
But yeah, there's let me find this other picture. So there's this other picture too of Snoop Dogg with a Baphomet necklace as well. He also created a YouTube music video of the Donald Trump assassination thing a long time ago. I'm not a big Snoop Dogg guy. I don't know like anything really about him. And this dude, Wake Up Call, he goes into this stuff too. He's like, oh, can you name me a Snoop Dogg song? And like, I was like, no. I mean, I don't know if you could, but like majority of people, I bet you couldn't even name one. No one knows what he's really famous for, but he's out there. And and he's sitting here holding up a flame. If you see some pictures, he goes into that as well. He's sitting here holding up a flame, which is like a Illuminati symbol of, and it can mean knowledge. It can mean, it has the torch, the light. It can be, you see a lot of symbolism with the light, knowledge. Also, infinity as well. He goes into that, like infinite. They're always ruling, stuff like that. You see the light of the Statue of Liberty. And that can be interpreted in many different ways as well, depending on the context. It's like Lucifer, right? Lucifer can mean good, it can mean bad. Sometimes it can mean the sun, sometimes it can mean Venus. I've heard of several different interpretations, and all depending on the context, it just depends on what we're talking about. So you can't, I hate when people go against that, because they're not really studying. They're not as deep as me, going into this esoteric occult symbolism and all this stuff. I've kind of cut back on reading a little bit. I want to get more into reading, but I was reading Manly P. Hall in his famous book, Secret Teachings of All Ages, and he goes into how Lucifer, in one context, represents the false light. So it just depends on the context. There's another thing I have.
I'm saying I was on mute. I'm listening. Manly P. Hall, who wrote the Kabbalion. Correct?
No. Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Manly P. Hall wrote the Kabbalion, right, John?
No, I don't remember the name.
Yeah, it was Manly P. Hall. He's the author of the Kabbalion. The 7 Hermetic Principles.
I know that he went into, but I'm not, when I look up the Kabbalion, it's just by the 3 initiates.
Yeah, my uncle got one of my headsets. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Haven't heard anything yet.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I talk to these guys.
You hear my uncle?
I can kind of hear him.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear him.
I can't.
But it's
He's on my headset.
But it's kind of faint a little bit. So.
Oh, we can't hear no one? Oh. Alright.
I can hear. It's just it's just
He can't. No one is. He can't hear you for some reason. Hold on. Give me a second. You see something? My headset's a little. Alright, hold on. I know.
Man, you want to know something?
Yeah.
There's been a lot of flat Earth debates recently. That
You're good. You don't have to touch on it, Lauren. You're good.
Hear me?
Evan, say something.
Hey.
Yeah, hear me.
Alright, there you go.
Alright, you can hear. Alright, there's been a.
We're driving, so I'm driving, so just so you know. You're good though. But if you hear me get into a major crash or something, just feed my body. Tell my family I want my body fed to a lion. Don't put it in no cardboard box. Don't put it in no box or nothing, dude. Drag it to a zoo. Tell my wife.
All right. Yeah.
What were you saying?
I was talking about. I kind of lost my thought with the Olympics, but I was going to say, there's been a lot of flat Earth debates as of recently. I don't know what's going on with that, but there's a lot. I have 4 tabs You got Brian Stavely talking with this, and they were going into.
I seen it. Yeah, I seen the one with Stavely. It popped up on my feed.
I'm only at an hour and a half into it, but
How was it?
They're going. So this is so ridiculous to me, but so you got this one guy. I don't know who he is, but he's talking about like he knows that Earth is flat, but he thinks the Earth is like moving upwards. He thinks like he's an upwards moving flat earther. At that, and he goes and talks about about another dude who does experiments and stuff like that. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see like that, like who he's referencing. I'd like to check that out. Like, okay, because I found that a little funny, but I was like, okay, dude.
Oh, right. Stavely's. Who was he referencing again? My headset went for a brief second.
It was some random guy, and I don't know who he was talking about, but you'll see in that video. He's talking about how a guy who was doing experiments and stuff like that. And
this whole thing. There's a guy. Yeah, dude. You know, Jake the Asshole has a guy that he's trying to do something. Jake the Asshole has a guy on his show that's really smart. I don't know if he's Indian or what he is. He has a funny accent, but he's fucking good, man. He fucking breaking things down real good. Like he's always calling people dumbasses and shit, and he's like, you know, and he's always showing like, yo, you can't get like you know, your model don't work. He's telling all the people to talk about the globe, and I know Jake the Asshole's trying to get people in Australia to do a research thing with him. This is all because of this thing in Antarctica that's coming out. They're trying to do this experiment, you know?
Right.
So this is what it's all gearing up to. Look, they're looking to have a big war, bro, over Flat Earth, Round Earth, dude, because they know it's coming out.
Exactly. There was, Destiny? Do you know him?
I don't think, possibly.
He is like the biggest, he's one of the biggest goofs out there, but he recently did a Flat Earth debate with John Zerka. John Zerka, he's a kind of big Flat Earth guy. He's more like if you research, you can get to him, but he's more kind of like hidden. You gotta like really dig deep down. But John Zerka and Destiny, and they did a Flat Earth debate. And it was pretty interesting. If you want me to send you the video, I can. I was watching.
Yeah, send it to me on Facebook or on Discord, either way.
Yeah, I'll send it right now. But I was watching it on a Mind Shock though. So, but he goes into the analysis of it and stuff like that. So you'll see like he breaks down the logical fallacies. It's hilarious. One of the things that got referenced was the moon landing. And this dude Destiny, he's like, so how could they fake it? What the Russians? They could have just the Russians were erasing the Americans. So why couldn't the Russians just say, "Hey, Earth is flat. This is all fake"? And that was so funny to me.
Because it's a fucking world show, dude.
Exactly.
These people are fucking... Dude, I don't even understand what people don't get. Dude, it's a world show. What do you think you're in here, man? We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl year after year. Bro, exactly. Pink Floyd said it.
Exactly. It's so
you gotta find your consciousness, bro, and reconnect with it. You have it. It's always here. You just gotta fucking go through the fucking back, clean out the closet, and get to the back of the closet and see it for what it is. Like, this is crazy that these people need to be. You know what it is, bro. I talk about this so much now. I know you do too. For me, it's like really becoming second nature to me. I'm starting to forget that when you go to explain this to people, that you really have to explain it in ways, and I don't really have the way yet to explain it that you don't come across looking like a lunatic. You know what I mean?
Right.
but it's like, what do you want to know? How they fake them? Go watch Fly Me to the Moon, dude. They're telling you it.
Yeah, and one of the other things that was so goofy, it was like the phone call, because what's his name? Nixon. I don't know his full name, but we'll just use Nixon. President Nixon. Yeah, made a phone call to the moon, and the dude's on there.
Richard Nixon, yeah.
And it was pretty funny, dude.
Y'all talk about that all the time.
One of the analogies that Destiny said was like, okay, so grab your phone and then go to your go outside your house and call your phone, and it works. That's how they did it.
What's he talking? Dude, does he know that cell phones didn't exist back then?
That's literally how.
Well, I'm on a landline here, and I'm speaking to Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Buzz Aldrin, sorry. That was pretty crazy. I've seen the show so many times.
Yeah, my uncle actually pointed it out to me. He was like, "Yeah, you ever notice this guy made a phone call? Like, and he's like sitting there talking like nonchalant, like he's talking to someone in like a couple blocks away."
Yeah.
They do that in the movie Fly Me to the Moon. They're showing it and they're like mocking it. They're like, look at this, and he's like, I don't know. There's even a Mandela effect for that, dude. Like some people say, one small step for man, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And then they said some people remember it being one small step for man, one giant step for mankind, or some stupid. It's so, dude. It's so crazy. It's so weird the way you have to, like, now with the way reality is. You almost have to look back and start questioning your own sanity. I may be a little insane at times, but you're not going to tell me that, like, all these things I'm misremembering here. The moon thing, hey, look, bro, the moon is a majestic, beautiful thing, you know? The sun is a beautiful, majestic thing, right? We history around everything, but you could tell when you look at the sun that it's radiating something, like, beautiful, right? Like, that's just how I feel about it. And the moon, it's very similar. I'm starting to like learn astrology, and it seems like that's where I'm getting geared towards. It's very beautiful. A lot of mystery to it, right? And it seems like we are coming to the point where, like, I don't think you can land on these things. Personally, I don't think they're there. I don't like you say. I don't think they're there to land on.
Yeah, definitely not physically. Not physically land on them.
That's what you talk about, like the sun being in counter space, reflecting inwards to us and giving us our sun, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you always say? So yeah. This is like. So I don't think that it's there to land on, like these. It's so like crazy, bro. Like this stuff. But don't forget, there's mirrors on the moon now. And we can tell it's moving away from us. You know, like the guy at the bar told me one time, there's mirrors. I said, where'd you learn that from? Oh, I've seen it on the news. Oh, yeah? Awesome. You're a beast.
Yeah, I was like to the goof today or yesterday, I was like, so if you were to tell me how you learned that you lived on a globe, you would say that you learned it from school. That's what you would say. That's what this goof would say. But I blocked his ass now. He's gone. I'm done talking to that goof.
Yeah, I told you. The only way you do it, bro, it's good to plant seeds, but when someone starts getting disrespectful or messing with your energies or making just messing with your energies, bro, you know what I mean? Start making you vibrate low. It's time to, like, this, hey, say, you know what, eradicate. You know, you can't let anyone impede on who you are. Bye-bye.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, dude, I'm just like you say all the time, Joe, just try to vibe high, man. That's what I'm trying to do every single day, dude. And these guys, I'm like, dude, and you know what's the funniest thing? I was like, dude, I want to debate this dude, but he's so childish, he won't debate. He's like, oh, come in the VC and talk. I'm like, no, bro, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. You're scared to debate me because you know you'll lose. because give me a week, and I'll gather a bunch of research. I'll get researchers to help me. Cause
if I was a globe earther, I wouldn't want to debate you.
I'll grab a bunch of researchers, sources, all the logical fallacies that, so I can have it properly set up. Not that I can't go in here and debate, but I want to do it professionally. I don't want to just half-ass it.
You want to have you want to dot every I and cross every T. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want to half-ass it and be all unprofessional, because this dude, he'll start calling me a bunch of names and stuff like that. And
yeah, I don't like this. They start cursing. It's I thought you guys were debating. Not so hyper about it, just have a conversation. Oh, you think this? Come on, I think this is why this is not right. Whatever it is, and you guys discuss it. It's really cool. I like those conversations. Listen,
this when people get their egos stepped on, though, sometimes they only know how to come out with anger.
Yeah.
Hostility, anger, names.
They really promote those flat earthers that do that. That do the weird stuff, kind of talk how.
Yeah,
dude, talk. Yeah, people talk a guy like me on it, be yeah, well, fuck you, man. I don't think you're right, and it really gets bad.
Yeah, dude, that's why I'll tell you, in that flat earth Discord when I was in there a lot, it was funny, bro, because I would really kill these guys with kindness, and they wouldn't know what to say to me, bro. I would be yo, dude, I'm just planting some seeds. I said, they're all coming along eventually. I said, you're going to pick it up. I said, if you're human and you have souls, you're going to get this. This is not something you might get it at the end of the cycle, but or at the end of the shift of your lifetime. I don't know how it goes. The shift is going to be for a long, long time. But
you want to know something? One of the things that there was a meme that really caught my eye a month or two ago, and how much this guy talks shit, just to talk shit on Discord is this meme was it really caught my attention. It was no one on their deathbed, it was a guy on his deathbed, and it was some animation guy on his deathbed, and his last thought was I wish I talked more shit online. And that just sends a message to you. It's no one in their life this dude is gonna look back however long he may live. Let's say he's gonna look 70 years back. All right, he's 90 years old. He's gonna look back in his 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, however long. And he's just going to sit there with no family, playing video games, not doing anything with his life, dude. When you could be talking about what I'm talking about, creating your own Discord, writing books, whatever, right?
You want to change. You want to plant seeds and change lives. And you know what, dude? And Evan, believe it or not, in the grand scheme of things, maybe him talking to you, even if it's in a hostile type way, maybe there are seeds, and you are planting seeds, and maybe he won't water them right now, but maybe eventually in the long run he will water them, and they will turn out to be something. So you could be helping him. He's just not recognizing it now.
Yeah. So for right now, I'm just done talking to him, unless he can. But speaking on that, let me read you this quote. This is a very interesting quote that I saw. This is by Edward Mandel House in a private message with President Woodrow Wilson. This is a very interesting quote. Okay, let me read it. Very soon, every American will be required to register their biological property in a national system designed to keep track of the people, and that will operate under the ancient system of pledging. By such methodology, we can compel people to submit to our agenda, which will affect our security as a chargeback for our fiat paper currency. Every American will be forced to register or suffer being unable to work and earn a living. They will be our chattel, and we will hold the security interest over them forever by operation of the law merchant under the scheme of secured transactions. Americans, by unknowingly or unwittingly delivering the bills of lading to us, will be rendered bankrupt and insolvent forever to remain economic slaves through taxation secured by their pledges. They will be stripped of their rights and given a commercial value designed to make us a profit, and they will be none to the wiser. For not one man in a million could ever figure our plans, and if by accident one or two should figure it out, we have in our arsenal plausible deniability. After all, this is the only logical way to fund government, by floating liens, I don't know how, liens, and debt to the registrants in the form of benefits and privileges. This will inevitably reap to us huge profits beyond our wildest expectations, and leave every American a contributor to this fraud, which we call social insurance, without realizing it. Every American will insure us for any loss we may incur, and in this manner, every American will unknowingly be our servant.
Insure us for every loss we may. Look at this guy.
However, begrudgingly, the people will become helpless and without any hope for their redemption, and we will employ the high office of the president of our dummy corporation to foment this plot against America.
It's credit cards, right? They're talking about, I think.
They're pretty much talking about, and they're just talking about exactly how it is now. Almost, it's anything that they fuck up. If they want to go to war, if they want to do this, if they want to do that, what do? They tax us, right? And they fucking force us to pay for all of it. Correct, Evan?
Right. Yeah. This was like 100 years ago. So this was like.
This is what I'm saying. It's all planned. It's in place, dude. You have to look, Woodrow Wilson. Fucking kidding me, bro, dude. This is what the shit I'm talking about, bro. This guy would have said that to me and I was alive back then, dude. I would have got on a horse like John Wayne and fucking went nuts. Dude, these people are just these people. This is all in place, man. This is all
on your air travel.
Yeah. Let me send
it's
you,
all fucking insane.
if you want me here, I'll send it to you just so you can reference it. If you,
you know what's crazy? There's so many things like that.
And I'll send you the quote too.
I told my buddy about the moon landing. He's 86 years old, right? So this is a guy that's like, wow, the moon landing is the greatest things ever. And I've been sending things, especially the thing, and I was like, listen, you hear Richard Nixon talking to someone. His name's Mick. I'm like, Mick, the guy's talking to somebody on the moon. I said, first off, you go in the basement in our apartment building. I can't talk to you upstairs. Whatever the bricks are. I was like, how's this guy talking to the guy from the moon? I said, do you find that funny? He looked at me like, he almost saw a ghost. Every time I say weird things, tell me he looks at me, I saw a ghost. And I'm like, get it, buddy? He's like, yeah, they try to stick up for government no matter what, especially around the age.
This guy's 85 years old or 86 years old, and so he doesn't. He's so programmed, bro.
The guy's like my age, 45, and a little bit older, like Joe, and obviously, how old are you, Evan?
I'm 19.
Oh, are you 19? Yes, Joe told me that. Yeah, you sound really intelligent. Awesome. And Joe told me you're really intelligent. That's stuff I'm saying. Isn't that something I'm saying to you? Like, do you ever talk to older people about this stuff? Like, what do they say to you? Do you get like weird reactions, or is it more like the younger guys? Like, what do you think? General, it's like theater situation. Younger guys.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that last part, Joe, for me? It's kind of hard.
He said, what do you feel? He said, we're in like a rough next. If we go out,
younger people or older people?
If we go out, it's because we're going. It's like a mountain area, and then it'll reestablish. He said, what do you feel like is worse, like the younger people to talk to about the moon, or the older people? Who do you feel like is more like stubborn with it?
Oh man, I feel like
definitely younger people.
Yeah,
they're more uneducated. They're more distracted. Because I know more people who, I know like around like 6 people or 7 people who are into this kind of stuff, and they're older.
Yeah, I feel like you can talk with older people about it. It's a little bit more easier. They're like, because a lot of the dudes online, let's be honest, they can be like shills or bot farms or something like that. So you got to go out. Like I know a girl, coworker.
We got to talk in person too. This is another thing you have to remember, bro. You don't know who you're talking to online.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, dude, you can't talk to like a lot of these individuals online because they could be bots, bot farms or bot spammers created by intelligence coders or something.
Yeah, I feel like I've come across a few of those people who do live streams. They'll talk about being woken up from the truth, and then they won't teach anything to these people. They'll just sit there and call Joe Rogan like, yeah, Joe Rogan's a fake shill, and this is why the government sucks. But they won't give you any information. They'll just complain the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely
Joe
feel
Rogan
like
he was totally into the fake moon, and he switches his little thing, right?
right.
What? And that's when you can tell when Joe Rogan really went off. They started.
Well, you can take a look at Joe Rogan's podcast. What's his profile for the podcast? Like, what's the picture? The whole scene on it.
Exactly.
Oh, he's an eye on his head, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Good eye. Yeah, good shit. I just realized it when Cosmic said it. Good shit.
And he also,
The other day, I was like, oh shit, he got the third eye.
and if you look at it, it has like thunderbolts, like Luciferian, like obviously perverted imagery. It has like, Lucifer fell like lightning down from heaven, and it has like sun rays coming from his head or something like that.
I gotta check that out.
Joe Rogan's father, his biological father, check this out, lives in the town next to me. How crazy. Dude, one day I'm on Facebook, and all of a sudden they're talking about this guy, people I know.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. That's pretty crazy. Pretty interesting.
And I would never have knew about it, dude. I never heard about it. I never knew anything about it. All of a sudden, I'm like, what, are you fucking serious, dude? Dude, it's just so crazy, bro. And, like, dude, this whole world, dude, I swear, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if well, we have 4 guys in the chat. If all 4 of us and my daughter, we're all living in somewhat different realities, bro. I don't know, and they're all merging somehow when we observe each other in conversation, but our realities are all somewhat a little different.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. I didn't bring this up, but Alex Jones is so funny to me, dude.
Is it realities or beliefs?
Alex Jones is ill, right?
Yeah, he is. And it's so funny because this guy, I don't know if you know him, Wake Up Call. That's his YouTube name, Wake Up Call. And he was just going over Alex Jones and the Trump fake shooting stuff. And he was like, how could they fake that? How could they fake that? They got someone killed. This is preposterous. Do these guys not see any good in the world? Because someone called in and it was saying that it was fake. It was. Oh my god, dude. That was the funniest. I just laugh at stuff like that.
Hold on 1 second, guys.
It's like the flat earth stuff with him and Dave Weiss and.
Cheers. Oh, you guys are saying why don't you put your button?
Alex Jones is like if you go watch that YouTube live stream on Mindshock, it's pretty hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
Alex Jones is Dude, it was crazy. Because years ago on Infowars, when I listened to him, I thought like, oh, this guy's a fucking ace. But you know, dude, that's when the further down the rabbit hole you get, dude, you start to find the skunks. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
It sucks too, dude. Because I'll be real with you, I had a lot of crazy, like a lot of belief systems. Alex Jones was pushing a lot of them. Dude, not only did my whole fucking reality get ripped out from under me, even like some of my conspiracy theories that went with that reality got ripped out.
Yeah, you just feel betrayed. Like, dude, I trusted this man. I trusted this dude, and you're gonna do this to me, dude? Really? Like, I'm gonna find out that you're a shill and you've been lying. That's what a lot of people with their politicians who they idol worship. They don't like hearing that their politicians aren't, and that the news is all fake, dude. They're like, no, it can't be.
People live and die by the news, bro.
It can't be.
I grew up in a household, dude, where every night it was a 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock news, dude. It's 10 a.m. Do you know where your children are? It's just insane.
There was also did you see my little debate or argument that I was having with that Evocon dude? The Evocon person?
In the Discord?
Yeah, I sent reading that Psalms 19 verse, it made me like think for a second, like, wow, if I was reading my Bible like 3 years ago, I wouldn't have even known what this was, dude. Even though I was a flat earther at 16, 19 now, but if I read this out like, 3 years ago, I would have been like, huh, what is this? I would have just been reading it. But now, since like I know about the Taurus field a little bit more, I can kind of figure it out a little bit more.
Yeah, like this stuff's majorly important, dude. That's why my daughter goes to college for most likely psychology. Like she got a minor. Like she should get involved in something that's pushing her towards like learning about a lot of ancient history, ancient mysteries. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like this stuff opens up your mind. Opens up your awareness to things. I think it's really important. Finding something that gets you more aware and gets you more in tune.
Yeah, I'm gonna read like 1 or 2 verses from this. Just listen to this and like what it's describing. Their line is gone out through all the earth. That's talking about the magnetic field and the lines of the magnetic field. And their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun. That's kind of like the sun's path throughout the earth. And okay, let's continue reading. Which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. Right there, it's describing it's all describing how like the sun is on the, as Lindsay Harris calls the inside track, and it's like a racetrack, and it goes around the earth. The circuit unto the ends of it.
Yeah. If you hear me break up a little bit, because I'm up in a little bit a higher altitude up here, I believe.
I can hear pretty good, Joe. I'm with you.
All right. Yeah, it definitely seems like it's everything is like where you're on par with. Like there's a lot of stuff that they're teaching us a lot of things in the physical when it's actually not the physical. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't know how a pastor would describe this verse though. Like, what would they even say?
I don't think they would even touch it.
Exactly. I don't think they would.
Yeah, I don't think they would touch it. I think they would look at it as like you say you have a bride's coming out from like being locked down for a while, and then something about running. Someone You said someone running? Would you?
Yeah, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race.
So they rejoice like they can join in order to make a journey, pretty much, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like that's straight metaphorical, right?
Yeah, and you also have in the pyramid, you got the pyramid. That's a lot to do with creation. If you look in the inside of it, you gotta really go deep with it. So you got the king's chamber, and I think you got the queen's chamber as well. The king's chamber is a little bit offset, and it's like at the heart area. It's like at the heart area, and Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, you have the Vitruvian Man split into 14 pieces, because that's again to do with I didn't mention this, Joe, to you, but this is really good knowledge. Like, it's that spiritual enlightenment happening at the full moon. That's the whole Osiris being cut up into 14 pieces. I didn't mention to you that on Thursday night about spiritual enlightenment and having a child, and if you have another child and they go through this spiritual rebirth, and keeping a track with their conception moon. It's that whole story of Osiris being cut up into 14 pieces.
And then his wife going all over to find the pieces, correct?
Yeah, and then they have a son named Horus, which is like the enlightened person, which happens at full moon.
And then a brother, right? Correct, you hear me, Evan?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, Horus had a brother, right?
Yeah.
Horus' brother's name, what, Ra?
Yeah, I don't know if that's in the story, but from just looking at the story, you get the 14
yeah,
pieces.
It's Horus, his brother Ra. It's the father, and then it's the mother.
Mm-hmm.
John, you have the tattoo. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's basically if you ever have another child, that's basically what I was trying to describe about spiritual alignment and trying to keep track with, the moon sign and
so if I was to have a child, another child, a biological child, it would be to try to conceive on a full moon.
Just keep. You can, but I would keep notice on what sign the moon is in as well.
Yes.
Just remember what sign it is, write it down or something, and then when that time comes back again in their life, you can reference that and see how.
There's definitely something with the moons and stuff, dude. Because I'll tell you, the moon was in Pisces the other day, and my emotions went a little. I wasn't feeling the greatest. That's my moon sign. I wasn't feeling too good. About 3-4 days ago. How'd you feel a couple days ago, Alyssa? 3-4 days ago. I didn't feel the greatest. Huh? Miserable, you said? Yeah, I felt not too good, and I had a couple aggravations going on in my life, and it was in my Pisces moon sign, and my daughter here has the same moon sign as me, so it was very interesting. And now we're just going into my wife's moon sign, which is the Aries moon sign. Unfortunately, my uncle, we're trying to, get his birth time is going on a scavenger hunt, so we're trying to figure out what his moon sign would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because of so new moon. I was watching Sansa Spinaci a really long time ago, but new moon that's going to be the start. Like, if you want to do new stuff, like, if you have a oath you want to take, like, hey, I want to start this, you do it on a new moon because that's when it's going to start waxing to full moon, and that's going to be positive. And then full moon.
Yeah, businesses, planting crops, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, and it's
Anything
also
with new endeavors.
And it's also with, like, your hair grows faster as well because it's, like, connected through magnetism.
Well, it better be a triple new moon for my hair, bro.
Yeah. Like, I can tell. Like, I'll cut my hair. On certain times I've cut my hair, it's grown faster. I can just tell.
Yeah.
Like, it's
so
grown faster.
be on a new moon would be. So a new moon would be the beginning of
the positive.
Would pretty much be. Yeah, it would be the beginning, but it would be the beginning stages before it reaches full moon, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my moon was in a waxing crescent. I think that's what it's called when I was born. I believe that's close to being a new moon. It's not exactly a new moon. It's a couple days into it.
There was some pretty interesting stuff that I saw on. It was some Tartarian mushroom rocks or something like that. They just petrified rocks that look like mushrooms, or, you know, I'll send some in the chat really quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Someone sent really interesting stuff. I'll just send a couple.
My uncle talks about the Tartarian. He always talks about how some of these structures that we see, bro, like, if you look at these New Age structures compared to some of these old churches and stuff like that, dude, they look just crazy different.
Yeah, listen to this. Yesterday I was with my cousin. He builds so many buildings in New York City. We were in Brooklyn yesterday, and he was like, oh, you see that building right there? I did this. You see that one across the way right there? I did this. And I was like, hey, whoa, you see that building right there with the copper top and it's green? I said, those buildings, why did they build them like that back in the day? And he's like, oh, well, it looks nice. I was like, oh my God, dude, the more educated you are, the more you are indoctrinated into the brainwashing. Yeah, right.
This guy's Evan, this guy's an engineer, dude, in New York City.
Yeah. And every question I have to him, the other day I was telling him, I was like, listen, well, he asked me a question, I was like, I don't even believe in gravity anymore. He's like, wow, you're going crazy, man. I'm sorry to hear that. And I was like,
it's fucking nuts, dude.
Oh my God, dude, we need
This is a highly intelligent person. I would love to have him on here.
Yes.
Dude, we need to get on that. We need to play that video of Jake Dassel saying, oh, get on your tinfoil hat, you quacker. That's how I imagine that.
Dude, the tinfoil hat, I think is fucking what it is, right?
That's how.
Dude, it's just...
That's every time I hear, like, if someone were to be like, oh, you crazy conspiracy theorist, flat earth guy, you think that the planets are all this? Go, what about this? What about this? Put on your tinfoil hat.
You gotta research when Rockefeller made the education system. Now you're like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, so he made the education system to trick everybody for his pharmaceuticals, because he couldn't get in there with his something with the oil, right? It was a petroleum industry, so he designed every pharmaceutical out of petroleum. So these pharmaceuticals are made out of chemicals, right? So this is what he made it for. Then he teaches everyone, the smartest way to get there is to make pharmaceuticals, and it's just a whole runaround.
It's just breaking down a dangerous compound into something that's absorbable, pretty much, right?
Yeah, when you have natural botanicals to help you.
Yeah, everything is nature. Nature, the divine, and nature, everything combined gives us everything we need to everything that is induced by these things that are genetically modified is available through nature.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's insanity. It's insanity what they've done here. They've made a big circle of money is all they wanted. And they knew money controlled everything. Money's our God. So, what's
money? I'll do anything for you. Like the that's a song.
Now, there's a hold on, let me look it up. So, there was
pyramids are on a dollar bill. For what? Why is there a pyramid on there? In God we trust.
Yeah.
Because they're telling you, because they're telling you, they're withholding information, and they're also, some people believe that there's a false God, and they also believe that they you have to remember, there might be like something false that they have us praying to or talking to, but the divine sees all. The divine knows who has a good heart, who doesn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
But this age of Aquarius is letting a lot of it's blowing the sand off of a lot of old ruins and away, and now they're resurfacing again.
Hey Evan, is there a reverb? Because I have my other. I'm on a Discord with Joe in the same car.
Evan, you heard that? Good night. Stepped away for a second.
I was just wondering. But yeah, Joe, that's insane. All that stuff we're talking about here.
What were you just saying? Did I hear
a reverb?
Verb.
Do you hear reverb or no?
Reverb?
Yeah.
Repeat, like a repeat from what Bible talks to me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I kind of
Bible talks to me.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But it's not bad.
I'm driving. We're in the same car. No, it's all right. I'm just going to talk a little lower.
Okay, me too.
There was something I wanted to share. Since you were talking about the school system, do you know about John D. Rockefeller's Masonic Creed?
Yes.
Yeah, since you know that, I probably don't need to quote that, but he was talking about that, how he wants to, and supposedly this is like I was looking through this, and there's like fact-checked articles, but this is like a thing, like this is an actual thing, and they're trying to like, but yeah, it's going into how they want to dumb down the human mind. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water, as well as in air. They will be covered in poisons wherever they turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was that crazy ass big thing that he put out, right? I remember seeing that.
And
the woman read it on YouTube.
Exactly.
Yeah, John D. Rockefeller's Masonic Creed.
Yeah, I think Rockefeller with America really just tricked all of us. And everyone reads this and still never feel like it's true. I believe like they feel like, oh, okay, like I heard this, but I don't really think it's true.
I don't think it's true.
Yeah, that's so bad.
You know what it is? Because they made us believe that they've tried to dumb down our imagination so much and our belief system so much that anything that sounds a little unfathomable, they can't just wrap their head around it. So the ignorance is bliss, mentality takes over,
Exactly. That's why, like, whenever I see like these people, like the Goof Grant, or maybe it's like a people who, like a Christian person who isn't understanding the metaphysics of the Bible or something like that, or maybe it's just like a, I don't know, brainwashed dude who doesn't get it. I'm like,
yeah, it's very hard for some people. But as I told you, to do your best, plant some seeds, and don't let your ego come out to battle his ego. Because you have to remember, some people really do live completely by the ego, and they never let their true self out of the closet, out of the box. You know, they think they're just living as their normal self, but it's not. That guy's he's looking to prove you're wrong, dude. That's all it really is. It's like the globe earthers are in a flat earth discourse for what? They're in there until they can prove for what? Like, what are you in there for? I don't even believe half these people are human.
Yeah, and a pet peeve I do have, whenever you see like something with the flat Earth like theories, like any little thing, someone will come on right away, and it's, oh, I guess you haven't got past third grade yet. And you're like, what the hell are you talking about?
yeah, that's what was happening to me on Twitter. Sorry to interrupt,
right?
but... Yeah.
And you're just studying it even more. So it gets you upset because you're 19, but me and Joe, I'm 45, Joe's 38. And we're all like, oh, let's look into this more. We're looking into it more past third grade. And these people are saying, well, I guess you never made past third grade. No, I'm looking into it more. Do you see this, what I'm seeing? You know, what I learned, it's not right. So I'm questioning it. So I'm not being stupid. I'm just questioning it.
The funny thing, man, like, they say, like, flat Earth, like, you have a lot of people who might do interviews, like, they say it doesn't change your life, but it's like every single day, I'll probably be thinking about it till I die, bro. Up until the day I die. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, Evan, me and my uncle talked about this. This is the divine gave me the biggest gift of this clarity, and my uncle says the same thing. This information is so important. It's changed my whole life and my perspective on things. And just like I was telling you, I feel very fortunate at my age. Uncle feels fortunate at his age. At your age, bro, you really have an opportunity here.
Yeah.
To really imagine being 18 years old.
Oh, dude, I wish.
You don't think it like that?
I wish.
I know, you got your whole life ahead of you. It's like, you guys are still, like, you know, like, if you think about it, you're still, like, pretty young people, you know? Like, you could live for, like, another 60 or 70 years, possibly.
Well, I want to ascend eventually and
yes,
unlock my superpowers, so...
Yeah.
You ever see the X-Men?
Me, I have not, but
Yeah,
that's a good thing. I like that.
yeah, I haven't seen a lot of them, not in a long time.
yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, I
X-Men. Is Deadpool in the X-Men?
I heard the new Deadpool has some crazy subliminal messages. Some religious people said they turned it off within the first 20 minutes.
That's so crazy, though, looking at that. You remember me showing you that pastor? What was his name? He was making the X symbol and Twitter's X, the new symbol for Twitter's X. And I was talking about this and how it relates to the sun. It was a symbol for the sun at one point.
A while back.
Yeah, it was a while back. Let's see, though, if I can find it.
My daughter said that she was with her friends and she mentioned the trails in the sky to some of her friends. Is that what you said, Alyssa? Yeah. And then she said that they were pretty much like. They were pretty much like, I had no clue what the fuck she was talking about. She was like, oh, look at the chemtrails in the sky. And they had absolutely no clue what she was talking about, dude.
They were like agreeing, and they didn't even know what I was talking about.
They were agreeing with her, but they didn't know what she was talking about. This is just the world we live in.
Let's
Did you
see.
see the post I just had on TikTok, Joe?
I didn't.
I'm going to show it to you. It was
Oh boy, where did I send? Okay, here it is.
Later, I'll look at it.
Oh my god, dude. The letter X. This is another John MacArthur, X, sign of the sun god. And you got the X-Men, and Twitter's now the X.
Yeah. This is.
we got our ex-wife over there.
Yeah. And it's the funniest thing. Julio Castro, what's Black Widow? The Black Widow symbol, if you look at it, it looks like an hourglass shape. And it's like to do with the Taurus field. You know how...
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. 100%, I know it. Figure 8 brushed down a little bit.
Yeah, let me put this in here. It looks like the hourglass shape, and it's also to do with the Taurus field. I have some symbols, or not symbols, but let me send something that looks exactly like the Taurus field.
Yeah. I know it's Corsfield, but maybe other people don't.
It looks exactly like the vortex with the magnetic field.
Yes.
And even the spider of the Black Widow, it, like all spiders throughout creation, they have this hourglass vortex shape too.
Not the legs, but the body, right?
Not like the body.
Yeah, you can think of that too. I like to look at the legs and the legs and legs and body as well. But here's a divine thing that I don't think anyone's ever told you guys. Now, Lindsay Harris, he goes into this stuff. The Batman symbol, if you look up that symbol, and I can send it here in just a second, it's to do with the ecliptic plane and the 23.4 degree tilt up and down throughout the Earth. And the Superman symbol is to do with the S.
Yeah, they put everything right there.
And the Superman symbol is the S curve of creation that Lindsay goes into.
Wow, those are the big symbols.
Yes, I'm saying they're putting everything together. It's a big riddle.
And
So your left hand will left the high beams.
And I sent the Green Lantern symbol, and it looks like the circumpunct of the Freemasons,
Yeah, for the
but just like tilted over.
Yeah, I'll go nice and slow.
And I remember listening to Lindsay like a year ago talking about the phase or the phases of Venus and how he was going over how it looks like the tilting, how it looks like the Batman symbol basically. It's pretty interesting.
I never realized that at all.
And if you guys ever seen the symbol, hold on, let me find it. Or not symbol, but Egyptian
Hieroglyphics.
or
Hieroglyphics.
there's a for
You're out here about a mile. This is the only one hard one. And if you pass it, no big deal, because in about 100 yards, you can make the left again.
Yeah, okay. I got it.
now look at this, guys.
Sorry, Evan.
No, it's all right. Now look at this. This is to do with the obvious ecliptic magnetic field. The snake is a symbol for magnetic energy. and it has feathered wings because it's to do with the 23.4 degrees up and down. But look at the symbol it has in between there as well. It has that. This used to be the symbol for Patreon before they changed it, and it's funny because I was talking to Lindsay about this, and Lindsay made a video about Easter Island and how it looks like a boomerang, and they changed it to look like a boomerang just shortly after. And if you look at that symbol, it looks like a head, and they got this Mesopotamian symbol of this some sort of deity, I can't remember, of like her holding two what appears to be Ankh-shaped things. Let me send it real quick. And what's his name? I can't think of it. Jason Quitt. He goes into this stuff in his books about the 23.4 degree angles of the seasons and magnetic field.
Yeah, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Well, Joe's driving. I can't see it. But how do I see these symbols?
So listen, pull up the general chat on Discord. What he's talking about.
So I think I'm on the general chat.
I'm going to send a few images. But yeah, they got this like thing that they're holding.
They look like mushrooms, right? Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, the snake.
Yeah, and look at what's in between. It's like a person's, head with their neck or arms stretched out, something like that.
Right. It's like the Christ sort of, and that's the old school. That's like really the first cross, right, Joe?
Yeah, what's that? That's almost like an egg. Yeah, what's that? That's almost like an egg, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
My buddy told me they eliminated all that because they didn't want you to know what had to do with the women's reproductive organs.
Yeah, exactly. And the funniest thing, I just said this a second ago, and since you guys are viewing that was the Patreon symbol before they changed it.
Oh, wow.
They changed it right when Lindsay joined Patreon. He made a video about Easter Island and how it looked like a boomerang. And they changed it to look like a boomerang, the Patreon symbol, if you were to look at it now. And I was like, huh. And I texted Lindsay. I was like, look, Lindsay, look at what they're doing. They changed it to a boomerang. And he was like, yeah, they must. I was like, they're definitely watching this, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. They did that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard Lindsay. Yeah, he's being attacked.
And then he makes a post on Facebook.
Very knowledgeable.
Lindsay makes a post on Facebook, and he's like, look at these guys. These billionaires know what's up. But that's like a few months back. It's like a few months ago or a year ago or so. But he's like, these guys know. Because why would they do that? If you look up Easter Island, it kind of looks like a boomerang, and they literally changed it to match that. Because I don't know if you guys know about the boomerang in mythology, but it's to do with the Milky Way and the sun being tucked into the Milky Way like an egg in a nest, which they call
I didn't know that.
Which they call the Gegenschein. It's the back of the sun, which you can see in the Milky Way. It's the white spot. It's a white cloud.
I didn't know that.
And they came out, and not too long ago, just like a couple months ago, talking about how there's a black hole in that black hole in what they've seen in the Milky Way. And that's all from Lindsay. Lindsay's been talking about that, and they're all of a sudden just coming out and talking about this stuff, dude. And now they're talking about
Lindsay? I don't know.
Lindsay Harris. Lindsay Harris. I sent you some of his videos.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and now they're let's see what he's been talking about now. Now they're coming out and let me just find the video real quick of what he was saying. So now they're talking about someone with the two magnetic fields that he's. Okay, here's what he says. Regarding his talks of these monopoles on an earthly scale, he is trying to describe what Lindsay himself shows in his videos, but in their BS, meaningless science way. I have used the octopus analogy myself, just as the ancients have shown me, to visualize the many south poles around the Antarctic. Actually, north poles, but let's not confuse things for the scenario. The monopoles are what we get around the Antarctic in an infinite cycle.
Towards you. You go. Give it to Joe. He's gonna hold it on the button.
This only occurs due to the fact the south end of a magnetic cycle is the 3 in the 3-to-2 ratio of a magnetic cycle. Every wave of a torus field must be considered a 3-to-2 ratio. So you take our FE disk and place an infinite return magnetic cycle on it out from its center hyperboloid. What do you expect? You expect an expanded southern field. North on the inner, south on the outer, but there is only one central north pole and a magnet, but infinite south. So yeah, now they're talking about how there's infinite souths. Basically, you know, if you look at the torus field, the south is all the way around, and you got the south pole all the way around. It's pretty interesting stuff.
Joe, his phone's not recepting you, but I hear it. He said there's infinite souths. What you're saying, right? Evan,
Yeah.
There's infinite souths.
Yeah, now they're talking about
Is it
like
360 degrees around, supposedly, or around a torus field,
yeah. It's let me send
or just in general.
let me send a little image on what so I can describe it a little bit better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just gotta put a mountain to the trailer.
Tell them my connection reestablished so I get by the trailer.
Yeah.
Man, this is like a hold on. I don't know why I can't find this. I can always find it, but now I can't. Oh my goodness, dude. Here we go. It's always annoying. You look for, I have like a million folders. Okay, finally sent it. So you basically have your northern hemisphere, but you got south like all the way around. Just as north
That's
is
so
all the
weird.
way around.
Is that because of the ice wall?
Right.
Basically, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got north,
So,
but obviously south all the way around.
right. Yeah. So that makes sense to us, but not everyone else, right? That's pretty great. That doesn't make sense if you're around Earth, or definitely not. But if you're south, I mean, if you're a flat earther, you're like, oh wow, yeah, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, it's
100% sense.
yeah, it's but this little dielectric gap, like this is just I don't know if I showed you this. I think I showed Joe. Like this is just one So you got this like this gap in between, but there's a field over it all, like a magnetic field or a field just over it all of energy, just encompassing this whole Taurus field realm. Because if it wasn't, it just like disappear if it wasn't like connected, basically, from my understanding. I think I think I've showed you it before, Joe, when I was explaining it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. How it must have been like a month ago actually, but how you have this, but you also have like a field around it all, encompassing it. So, so basically, you have an apple. You have this apple-shaped spherical force field around the Earth, but you have this gap between it because we live in a dual system, just like how your brain has. So you can think of it like a head. So you got your brain, it has 2 hemispheres with a line in the middle, but your head surrounds the brain. Because just think of it like a...
my buddy's big on... My buddy's big on... he talked about... we use one side of the... And the thing is, when you use the other side, the spiritual side, is where your side. We're taught to use the one side. I believe it's the side, the logical side. That's what they teach us to use. Only that side. They don't want us to use both. In accordance because that's when you read. Where am I? You hear me?
Yeah, you guys are kind of lagging.
Yeah. In there sometimes, but
I'm gonna see if I get to an error.
Conspiracy stuff I like to listen to, but then when they start talking about people, I don't. I love Spartacus.
Your headset. Yeah. I can hear. Yeah. I can hear me in the background. Evan, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm lagging?
No, you're good.
No, I said, just let me know if I'm like, it's weird. Like, I'm in like the forest around a bunch of beautiful trees, and it's interesting because depending on where I move to, my reception goes in and out. But yeah, my buddy was just saying too about like how we only use one of the brain. I've heard this from other people, and he said pretty much you get the logical side, and then you got the other side, which is the creative side, when you have to conjoin them. It's like the masculine and feminine, and when you conjoin them, it's this kind of shift is the feminine. Nurturing the this all the qualities of the feminine coming back, and then to join and to make harmony and unity, and pretty much to purify a lot of the wrongs that are going on in this world. Right.
Yeah, I was basically like trying to make an analogy of like the Taurus field realm. So the best way I could like think of it was, you got 2 hemispheres of the brain, you got a gap in the middle, which would be like the flat Earth, but you need something encompassing it all, and that would be like your head, like skin on your head, whatever, right? But at the same time, you still got those 2 hemispheres of the brain, with a flat line down the middle. Because everything, it's like a macrocosm. Everything is, you got the macrocosm and then you got the microcosm. And if people don't really recognize that, you got Stephen Hawking, like 150 something odd IQ or whatever, right? But he was, not very like there consciously. Like he might have been a smart dude, but not to me
smart.
really.
He's smart, but he's not. He's spiritually smart, if that's a way to put it, right?
Right. And
I agree with that 100%.
now I feel like he was just a con man. He might have just like been a puppet, dude. Like anyone with like
I agree.
Because I don't know how you can, like, I feel like he knew that, because I think there's quotes about him talking about God, and it's just like, okay, why would you say that if you're an atheist?
Yes, real weird.
Now, I don't remember any quotes off the top of my head. I think I was watching something by Witsit Gitzel on geocentrism. And yeah, but that just, a lot of pretty interesting stuff.
He's a good guy to have sitting there because of his issues and writing books.
Yeah.
People listen to him. There's a lot of what I was saying. Even this guy right now, they're Christian community preaching, and I don't know what I don't know what their whole thing is. It seems like they just try to get the people that. Even if they just try to get people who they feel like will generate an audience or a wow, you know what I mean? Like, wow, this guy's doing this or this guy's doing that, and then they end up running with it. And it's weird. I never leave out the option that maybe these people are authentic, but I don't know, with the world that we're presented with a lot of these people, you always got to question it, though.
Exactly. Now, with the Brian Stavely stuff, that actually makes me think, that the guy who's setting up the final experiment, his name is Will Duffy. And the funniest thing, his bio is the funniest thing. When you look him up, the first thing you'll see is he became a millionaire at 33 years old. They just had to do that, bro. They just had to put in the 33 years old and a millionaire. So it's like double.
Millionaire.
And I was gonna
millionaire at 33 years old, bro. How great.
And then they were talking about like how they were saying something along the lines of it being set up, and like flat earthers are kind of at a standstill with this because of something. If like, what if the flat earthers drop out of this, and then, or what if they cancel this trip due to something like Will Duffy says, oh, the trip's canceled,
I got one. Yeah, like it's all. They don't all understand that this is all propaganda. This is all to promote just more divide.
Exactly.
Unless you get some random people, right, that were randomly chosen, that are flat earthers to go there, observe this. This test is useless.
Yeah, and Witsit, he's been kind of like. I like Witsit a lot, and he's been saying, like, he tells the truth, but he kind of just, like, some of the stuff I'll look at him, I'll be like, Like, he made a video about truthers being a secret society. Like, you have people, like, that think, oh, the vaccine is bad, and he kind of, like, was relating that to a secret society. It was like, I was like, dude, what? was like kind of thinking like, oh, this is kind of weird. Like, why are you making this video?
I remember this part, right? The vaccines are related to a secret society.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. We can watch that video if you want.
Yeah, what does that mean though? Why would he make that? He's a flat earther. I'm gonna give myself a test right now, Evan. I don't got good reception here, but I'm gonna take my shoes off and I'm gonna plant them right in the dirt. I'm gonna see if it makes the reception go up.
Yeah.
I'm curious, dude. I was thinking about it because I touch things sometimes. I want to see what happens here. Ready? Let's see. Take my shoes off in the dirt. Grounded.
Now, do you want to watch this video? It's like 5 minutes long. But
for sure.
Alright, let me stream my thing.
Let's see, I think I can watch that. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Do I sound clear or am I lagging? I'm good.
No, you're good. Alright, let me put this up. Alright. Just tell me if you can hear this.
So I wanted to make a quick
Yes.
You can hear that, okay.
video kind of addressing this idea that maybe some of these truths that are coming to light, some of these more heavy
Just mute your mic, Evan.
being given to the masses as a whole is actually detrimental. And it's kind of built upon the idea of empathizing with quote-unquote secret societies who have rightly denoted the masses as incompetent or inept. Statistically speaking, people cannot monitor themselves. I think that the problem is that they have appointed themselves as the group that is worthy of these pieces of truth, and then they have holistically determined that society as a whole shouldn't know them. Whereas I think being a quote-unquote truther is a secret society, and the membership is monitored by God. If you've been kind of in the truth community for a while, you've had the experience where you can try to present truth to someone, you can place it right in front of them, and they literally can't see it. They can't understand it. They can't comprehend it. They just literally can't see it, as if they were blind. I think that's the creator. I think we live in a very intricate fractal reality where there are these barriers that are individually applied to people that are not ready or are ready to see certain truths at certain times. The reason that I do what I do, speaking about the earth, is for one, with the earth specifically, I feel it's very important because children are kind of being misled into this idea that this earth is a statistically insignificant speck of dust in this ever-expanding, huge universe of nothingness, and it's placed into them at such a young age, which is why we get such emotional reactions even like broaching the topic at all. And that ends up being the staple of things such as people actually believing atheism is tenable, for example, and it lingers into adulthood and potentially forever. I don't think that's fair, and I think that children should be shown. Sure, I think that isn't the case, and I would even go as far as to say you can prove that isn't true. My objective is not to ensure that they agree with me or to convince or convert the world, and I've always said that. It is just to show them there is an alternative because it was suppressed from us. And if someone else had not done that, I wouldn't have even known there was something else to know. I wouldn't have known there was a decision to be made. So I think it's very important, and that's why I made the decision, although it's very detrimental to me to talk about this. I think I could be much more successful without talking about it, much less focusing on it. It discredits everything else that you say, etc. I just think it's super significant. I think it's up to the creator who does or who doesn't see it. And that would be kind of my meta answer to this conversation. I think one may could say, well, the children is the parent's responsibility. And I agree with that, and I'm a strong proponent that the way the child's raised should be left to the parents. I also wouldn't just sit back and watch some degenerate psychopath allow their child to mutilate themselves or to be mutilated, and at that point they've failed as parents. And that may be an extreme comparison. It is. It's extreme just to make the point that there is a bit of a nuance there, and simply put, these groups of people, they don't get to decide what we can or cannot have access to.
And I understand maybe their line of thinking as to why. The difference is I believe in the Creator. I believe in God, and He will handle who doesn't understand these truths. So that's kind of how I view it. I think I've learned a lot about with the earth. People kind of think that you're their puppet and you somehow owe them all this time and energy to satisfy them, right? Like answer their questions to their satisfaction and convince them. And that's kind of where I've fallen victim. I've tried to defend and vindicate us as a group, and I've gotten trapped into this, and I think that's where I'm maturing, and I realize that's not the move. But I used to watch Joe Rogan. If Joe Rogan asked me to come on his show, I would come on his show and I would talk to his audience, and I'd do debates, not to convince the other person, but to talk to the audience. I get tons of messages that my debates woke them up, or that when they first heard me, they hated me and they trolled me. They thought I was stupid, but then a year later, they found out that a lot of what I was saying is true. I don't think it's really up to me. I think everyone is entitled to the opportunity to hear truth and reject it. And is literally everyone entitled to hear all of these truths? Maybe not, but I can never know who is or who isn't, so I just leave it up to the Creator. So I think the most distinct way to say this is, while I do understand the line of reasoning, I disagree with the approach, and I think that the Creator monitors the membership of the real secret society, which is just, let's say, being a truther. And I think that it's not only noble, but obligatory to speak uncomfortable truths, certainly when it's unpopular. And I think that once you've received the truth, it can be argued it's even selfish to kind of hoard it and not let other people know. So that's my take. I think that there is a lot of validity to the critique of fighting and trying to make sure everyone else knows and trying to convince them or convert them or inject these truths into their worldview. I think that that's not only futile, but potentially very detrimental. And that's a place that I have messed up at times. At the same time, I do think that just trying to get that truth out in front of the world is important, with the objective of just making sure now they know there's a decision to be made, and then letting the Creator kind of handle the rest. So that's my take.
Yeah, send me that video. I really like what he said.
So I want to.
Yeah, so he didn't say what I thought he said, I guess, but
Well, he said exactly how I feel.
so I thought
Pretty much.
I'm also just
what
like,
he said, the beginning of the video was a little. He was pretty much just saying that what he said. He started going like he started talking about a creator and about how this is all about that, right?
yeah. I remember like I think I must have just got him.
Send me that video when you sent.
Yeah, I sent it on Facebook. Yeah, it's pretty good. I do. Yeah, it's a pretty good message. I like him. But he's kind of making me question still.
He's making you what?
He's kind of like, I've seen some comments from him that just like, I mean, it doesn't make me like think he's a shill or anything, but some of the stuff.
What are the comments that he's saying?
Like, I remember seeing something along the line, like I thought he said, I must have just been hallucinating or imagining this stuff, dude, because I thought he said something along the lines of like vaccine, like I thought he had in that video about something about truthers and not believing in the vaccine is the real secret society or something like that, because they're not telling it to the public or something. I guess I must have just been. I guess I must have.
Well, he did say right there, the real secret society are the truthers that the divine has lined up.
Yeah,
that's what he said. I didn't hear anything about vaccines.
Yeah, I must have just been getting something else mixed up. But for the most part,
what it sounded to me was it just sounded like he was trying to say that, you know, this is something that like some people have received, and it's something that is important to spread. But he understands that some people might not take it in, not only because of their own programming, but maybe it's not meant for them to take it in at this time.
Right.
You know, and I'll be real with you. I talk to people then sometimes. I swear, I feel like I'm talking from a I think I'm talking from another dimension. But they're not seeing things that I'm seeing. They're not. And I'm hoping that a lot of these people join us and hop on board. I really am. Like, I mean, you know, I love a lot of people out here. You know, I love all my fellow brothers and sisters. I want everyone to, you know, join hands and understand this, like, and accelerate and excel in life, but not the life that they've been taught to excel in. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Exactly.
You know?
It's been
pretty good video.
Yeah, he's been an important factor for me in the Flat Earth, I will say. His debates and stuff. I think he had a recent debate with Harrison Smith again from InfoWars. I think he had another debate again with him because he was on Twitter and Harrison Smith said something and it pissed me off too, and I'm glad he responded to it. Let's see if I can find it. I'll read it for you. Let me just look it up real quick, see if I can find it. Funny too. It's so funny because Harrison Smith, he has this. For some reason, if you look at this, he has his profile picture. I'll screenshot it real quick. He has his profile picture as like some sort of weird. I don't know. It was like Elon Musk's a few weeks ago. You know, red with light beams coming out of his eyes. But let me read you what Harrison Smith said, and then I'll read you what Whitsitt said, and you're going to see the difference between these two. So he says, I'm going to have to start blocking people who are claiming this is all orchestrated. Our enemies are human. Do not ascribe supernatural capabilities to them. They can and will be defeated. Black pillars are not welcome here. The debate, the assassination attempt, the Supreme Court decisions, the coup against Biden, InfoWars surviving bankruptcy, Israel in flames, Elon buying Twitter. If you can't see what's happening right now, you need to get in touch with the Holy Spirit. Don't get me wrong, it ain't over by a long shot. They still have a lot of cards yet to play. Armies have been lost pursuing an enemy they believe to be defeated. We must proceed with caution, but we must proceed. Slowly, steady, unyielding, advance towards ultimate victory. Now, here's what Whitsitt says. So if Trump gets in and doesn't keep any of his promises, fills his cabinet with corrupt elites and Zionists, empowers Israel, and doesn't drain the swamp again, will you admit you are wrong and he isn't working on behalf of the Creator? Serious question. I would think that his penthouse on the 66th floor with Apollo painted on the ceiling and a statue of an angel kidnapping a woman against her will would be a hint, or stamping his daughter converting to Judaism, approving her marriage to a guy who bought 666 Fifth Avenue for $1.8 billion, where they manufacture RIFD chips on the 6th floor, and just referred to the decimated Gaza Strip as a prime retail opportunity. This dude brags about being the father of the vaccine to this day, made Israel stronger than ever, promises to ensure Israel runs our Congress, basically a verbatim promise, practically allowed the psychopath Jared Kushner to run his presidency, disbanded the vaccine coalition right after he received a huge donation from Big Pharma, was printed on Israeli coins, recently given 2 very important Jewish awards, had the Heights in Israel named after him, moved the embassy to Jerusalem, and turned our country into a prison. Why are so many truthers just ignoring this? Can we really not see how this may be one of the most dangerous and effective double crosses in history?
Yeah, which they killed him there.
Exactly, and he never responded. He didn't respond at all. And then
because this is where you get to the point where Whitsitt's understanding, like probably a lot of people do. And dude, you don't understand who's who, and you don't understand exactly how deep this goes. For all you know, Whitsitt's someone who is is someone who's highly aware, or he's someone that's put there, by a good side, right?
Right.
To see, like, yo, like, this is to wake people up. Like, you have to understand, man. Like, this is in your face. This is not hidden. This is in your face. Now, look, I always stick to this. I love everyone as long as they're loving. You know what I mean? And even the people that aren't loving, I still love them because they don't know what they're doing at the end of the day. They know not what they do. They may think they know, but they don't. And there's a lot of people out there, which is weird, dude. When you see all this stuff, but for some reason, they're very quick to sweep it under the rug. You know what I mean?
Right.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'm a Raider fan, right? And there's a guy named Chandler Jones. I don't know if you ever heard of John Bones Jones, the UFC fighter. Have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, the Jones brothers. If John Bones Jones is a UFC fighter, Chandler Jones is a defensive end in the NFL, right? And they're all there's like three brothers. They're all highly like successful athletes. So Chandler Jones came to the Raiders. He's a little older, but all of a sudden he like lost his mind, bro. And he started going on Twitter. And he started saying crazy things, dude. He started talking about like his goddaughter and the fact that like things weren't right, and that there were other athletes involved in it, and there was like things going on with like fucking this different this hinting at all of the crazy like Epstein Island, slash ritualistic satanic stuff that we talk about,
Yeah.
And he kept going on about it, and for some reason, like a company like ESPN or something like that, they get someone saying some crazy stuff like that. Dude, what would you do if that was your sports company, or if you're going to be all over that, right?
Right.
And dude, it's like they completely ignored it. It's like they wouldn't touch it. And this guy's going to be a Hall of Fame defensive end. Like, he's not a slouch. He's a very good. He's going to be a Hall of Fame defensive end. His career is pretty much over now, probably. But, dude, he went on these rants for like a month. And he was like, I'm going to tell everyone everything. He's saying all this crazy stuff. And, dude, all of a sudden, it just never got talked about again. He got hushed, and I didn't hear anything from him again. SportsCenter never talked about it, and that was it. So when something like that happens, right, you automatically have to say, why? This is a big news story here. Even if he's crazy, it's a Hall of Fame defensive end losing his mind. You would still talk about it, right?
Right.
So, dude, it's all over, dude. It's a lot of these. That's why I say all these higher ups, all these athletes, most of them, Hollywood stars, they all know things, dude. They're all in this little select group.
Well, LeBron James, he had a girl. There was allegations with this girl. I don't know her name. I completely forgot, but she. You probably know about this, do you?
LeBron James and a girl. What happened?
It was some pedophilia, child trafficking, drama thing with LeBron James, and this girl came out as like a testimony talking about how she basically got raped by LeBron James, and there was like a court case against him too about this.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not too informed on it, but I remember reading it. I'm not too informed.
I'm listening to you. And what, there was a court case about it?
Yeah, there came a court case about the pedophilia allegations against LeBron James. And that's just like, dude, I can probably find it.
Did you ever see? Yeah, look that up. Did you ever see the thing with Stephen Curry, bro? Where Stephen Curry's supposed to be like this big charitable guy, right? And then he came out and he was like complaining about there being subsidized housing that was too close to his mansion.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You could probably look it up, dude. I said, you know what, dude, you're a real humanitarian, right? You're helping out the poor people, you know, of your neighborhood and where you come from, right? So he was rich in the NBA, but you know, you're trying to help out all the people who are in inner cities and everything, right? And then you complain about subsidized housing being too close to your mansion. You're a fucking got real major problems, bro. And if anyone can't see through that, you got big issues, man. Think about that. You're a real good humanitarian, and you're complaining about these people's living situations being too close to your mansion. Imagine that. Okay. Sounds like a little bit of a contradiction, you know?
Right.
How do Evan, am I clear? Like, no hiccups?
Yeah, I'm just looking this up. I can hear you though. So this girl.
I'm just making sure I'm clear.
So apparently, from what I'm looking up, it's Cappy Pondexter, which is a WNBA star, and she came out against her on like Instagram Live and talking about this. Now, I don't know if this is what I seen, but I just like looked it up, and this might have been it, but Cappy.
So, I don't know that, but look at my dashboard right now. That's pretty dull, though. That's but I just figured it was one of the
During this live of her, she also says that she's been missing for 2 years when this is simply just not the case. It's known that Pondex. Yeah, I don't think this is what it would be. I don't know, but man, but I wouldn't trust. But
crazy stuff.
But yeah, people like praising LeBron James and shit, dude. I can't, bro. Like, he had his son get 666 tattooed on his neck, bro.
Yeah, for what?
Yeah.
What's that about? What do you say it represented?
If you look at it, it's 999, like, on the side, but it's 666 in reverse, obviously. But they do, you know.
What's 999?
999, supposedly that's like backwards. It's supposed to be from what I've heard, reflection, fighting off demons or something like that. Let's look it up. 999.
These people just they just do anything. They fucking all these elites, dude. All these people that are in higher places, they just do what they want. And they just say what they want. They put it right in your face.
So 999 tattoo, but but it's really bad. Yeah, so I'll send it in the general chat. So he has his son get this tattoo on the side of his neck because he's a puppet. They're all puppets, because this is how they're brainwashing these people to get into high seats of influence. Because people are gonna look at this dude like, oh my god, Bronny and LeBron playing together. But they don't realize like what these guys got going on behind closed scenes. I'm pretty sure this dude went into like some sort of coma or something for a couple weeks, or something like that, dude. I remember.
Yeah, didn't he collapse on the field and have a heart attack?
Yeah, I remember seeing
on the court. Yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah, I do.
And he was gone for like a couple weeks or something like that. I can't remember too much, but because I didn't follow it, but Man.
Yeah, like, look, I don't know. I haven't seen too many people with 999. I don't know, dude.
But I wouldn't take this as 999 just because my bias.
Neither would I.
My bias goes towards 666 because of these guys and what they're doing.
Neither would I. You know, and my mind will start going to like, you know what, this guy's doing that, and then if you look at a crucifix upside down with a person on it, that would turn quickly into a 666. You know what I mean? And if you ever look at the cross upside down, it represents pretty much, you know, the opposite of the crucifix upright, right? And you know what? There could be so much symbolism behind this, dude, on why it's like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't even know, dude. They can easily say that can be easily simple. Say, well, this is meant to be viewed from an upside down position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff with that. I find the upside down cross, it can have, you know, man, there's so many meanings. But let me tell you something though. You know, in mythology, how Norse, Odin is crucified upside down on a tree. Saint Peter is crucified upside down, and they like to tell you that because it's something to do with like he wasn't as holy as Jesus or something. But I take that as a spiritual thing where it's your worldview gets turned upside down when you become spiritually awakened, because if you look on the tarot, especially Aleister Crowley's tarot, it's you have a hanged man hanging upside down from like a tree with the sun on top, and this whole bunch of symbolism, and it's like your whole worldview gets turned upside down when you become spiritually awakened.
Did you ever hear the thing about our realm? Some people believe our realm is upside down.
Yeah, Lindsay Harris, he always says that. Now, I was thinking about this today too in the past couple of days, because he always says like that the world is inverted. To me, that can be true, but I also think it's a reflection because of, you know, as above, so below. It can be inverted and a reflection at the same time because of, you know, our dual existence, depending on what you want to say.
Who was the person? So you said that the mythical someone was hung upside down.
The hanged man on let me look up the tarot card.
I think you mentioned the mythical, like a figure.
Oh yeah, you're Odin hanging from the world tree upside down, and that actually looks like the peace symbol, an upside down Y. If you look at that,
it wasn't a name now. I thought you said a name.
Odin or Saint Peter.
Oh, they were upside down, you said?
Yeah, they're crucified. Odin is hanging down from a world tree, crucified upside down from a world tree. But Saint Peter, he's also crucified upside down on a cross.
Yeah. The world tree, and then Peter on a cross. That's what I'm saying. There's so many messages like this. Like, even at the Super Bowl when that guy, DeMar Hamlin, collapsed, and then he came back at Super Bowl with the crucifix and with the SpongeBob, like, look, SpongeBob looking Jesus on it, and it just had all these mockeries. It's all, dude, let me tell you something. When these people start doing these things, it's right in your face. It's constantly flowing in your face, and it's up to you to decipher what's going on. There's no reason to be on the world stage doing that type of stuff unless you're trying to deliver a message to people who are right there viewing it. If you're either going to receive the message as from the ego, which is not paying attention, or you're going to receive the message as someone who is somewhat aware, you know?
Exactly.
it definitely to me is like when I seen that, I was like, this is totally off. It doesn't make sense. There's no reason to wear this jacket on the world stage. That's ridiculous. And it's a complete mockery to Jesus and the cross and the crucifixion and everything else. And it's happening right after someone sits there on it collapses on a field over a controversial incident. That to me right there is right in your face, and that is where you got to start to decipher, hey, they're showing us something, and it's up for us to, see the truth in it, period. That's how I feel.
Exactly.
They can put anything on their bodies too. That like this guy with a 999, they can put anything on their bodies, and it's how they put it on their bodies. You have to remember another thing, dude. I see a lot of figures who are always doing the sign of the cross, and I wonder sometimes, like people who I would consider probably to not be actually religious or not be into any type of religion, and they're always doing the sign of the cross. And I wonder if that's when they do the sign of the cross, if it's a mockery. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I've always wondered that. Is that a mockery? Is that something that they're doing as I'm just doing this? Because I always think, because didn't it say in the Bible somewhere that that Jesus' name will be used or they will use different. I believe it's. I could be just misremembering, but doesn't it say something where Jesus' name could be used in different ways and misinterpreted in different ways in order to get certain things out of people?
Yeah, there's something like that in the Bible.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what a lot of these people do. I feel like that's why a lot of these big churches, that's why you have a lot of the pedophilia in these churches and a lot of the stuff like that. And these people are constantly, doing the sign of the cross all the time. And it's almost like they're doing it they're doing it as like a slight,
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't understand it too much at this point. Like, but it's spiritual warfare, dude. It's what it is. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It really is.
It's spiritual warfare on the conscious mind, and they want you to and they're implanting or they're trying and they're putting subconscious thoughts. Or subconscious images, images and everything that are impeding on our subconscious mind. Our subconscious is filtering it all, and we're taking it in. We don't even realize we're taking it in. It's in the music, it's in the movies, it's in everything, it's in the foods, and pretty much then our subconscious, and then our conscious is working with these ingredients that we have, and we're wondering why we're going to sleep and have a nightmare. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a weird dream. I'm not going to joke. Speaking about nightmares, I had this weird dream last night. It's it was kind of lucid. And I was speaking of nightmares, I don't really have nightmares. I'm not really scared of my dreams for some reason, but I have these weird dreams. And this dream, I was hiding from someone, and I don't know why, and was talking to me, and I was and then this figure I'm hiding under this chair, dude. And this guy is literally right next to me, but he doesn't see me. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I wake up. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, dude, your dreams, dude. Sometimes it's subconscious clutter. Sometimes you have to make out things. I had some crazy dreams the other day myself, dude, that were really a little nerve-wracking. Just taking things that in my life that make me nervous and just coming out in my dreams. But I think what Witch said is 100% accurate, dude. I think there's certain people are opening up to this, and I think there's a lot of people that are opening up because we're opening up. I don't look at myself as being any special. I don't look at myself as a special person. I feel very thankful to be able to see with clarity and do whatever the divine wants me to do here to try to help. But I don't look at myself as being special. I look at myself as here to do a job and to help. That's it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a weird thing in me. I feel that whole special feeling. Dude, that's a worldly thing, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I still have my ego come out once in a while, bro. I must be real. My ego is fully out, and I look at the stuff that I look at. And every once in a while it comes out. I'm like, dude, I'm seeing things way clearer than everyone else. But I understand that's not the way to look at it. I understand that's not That's not what it's about. But what it's about is just taking the gift humbly, being thankful for it, and then trying to plant seeds and get other people to follow the seeds and come to raise the awareness.
Exactly.
I mean, that's really how I feel about it. I think it's gonna happen, dude. It's happening now. The shift. It's just how long it's gonna take. I don't know, but it's definitely happening. It's a month.
You want to know something? This just came to me. This is like so like I didn't mention this like 2 hours ago, but going back to that Mr. Beast thing, there's a tweet that my cousin sent, and it was about complimenting Chris Tyson's, dick. Mr. Beast complimented Chris Tyson's dick on a Discord with minors, allegedly.
Mr. Beast did?
Yeah, I'm not even joking. My cousin sent it. It's he sent it today. I was at work and I just get on Discord on my break and I'm like I just sent like skull emojis and clown emojis because I was like, what? Like I was like, dude, what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This guy's $770 million. Is what this guy does. That's what it's $770 million. Like I could get a fucking guy on the street with nothing to do that for $770 million. Come on, bro. What did this guy do for $770 million?
So you want to hear what he says?
Huh?
So this guy's account is Discount Milk. No, he's not. He says his penis isn't big enough. I know. And Mr. Beast says no. I know his penis size and it's huge.
That's what I'm saying. And you know there's minors in there. Why are you talking like that?
Oh my god, dude. This is hilarious.
Why are you talking like that when you know there's minors in there? Think about it. You know what I mean? It doesn't make no sense, dude. Zero. But there's minors in there. Dude, this is the thing with these people that look. It's about keeping the vibrations high, right? And it's about understanding that keeping the vibrations high and understanding that there are people out there that are not on the same page as us, dude. They're vibrating so low and they don't care what they do, dude. And this is their whole thing too. Is they're cringe, so they want to keep you vibrating low. They want to keep you in fear. They want to get you to be like, what the fuck is up with this guy? This guy makes me cringe. Like, but this is what it is. This is why they open up Mr. Beast burgers. This is why they're always doing these stupid games. Hey, could you sit in a box for $10,000? Who could do it the longest? You know what I mean? This is what they do, bro. This is their thing. It's like entertainment. How far up before they start doing the crazy thing? But it's all about vibing high with love and being happy and saying, you know what, nothing's doesn't bother me. You don't. I know you're like working off of this, hijacked system that right now that it's not working as much anymore, man.
Yeah. That's why if you don't get it, like a few people who I know, if you don't get it, you're just denying. You're just denying like your reality, dude. Because I show people this. I'll be showing people this, and they just, like I said, slide it under the rug. Yeah, like you said, it's cringe, dude. Like I just look at that and I was like, dude, what am I seeing right now? Is this true?
Yeah, they don't care. I bet you if you had a meter that you could hold, right? And you could have a meter that measures your frequency, and you could watch, and you could listen to some real good music. Hold that meter. I bet you'd be vibrating at like a certain hertz. I bet you if you saw watching the news, I bet you your shit would fucking drop.
Absolutely.
I bet you, dude. I'm looking at my cell phone signal go up and down, and I'm starting to notice. Like I'm sitting, dude. I'm just standing here, and I'm thinking in my mind. The more I talk about like anything that when I start talking positive and vibrating high, I can feel it in my like gut and my heart. It goes up to my head, and I can see my cell phone reception like legit like reacting like that. And then when I start thinking about these cringy ass things, dude, it drops. Even talking right now, just like that, it went up a little bit, and now it's going down a little bit. But it's weird because I do feel like we are like it's like holding that high frequency all the time, good, and not letting nothing impede on it. Just being love all the time, and it's like, hey, you ain't penetrating my force field of love. Whatever you throw at me, you throw at me. That's in this realm right now. You know, you may have some type of say. Well, you may like be. We know the shift is here, so this is how we're rocking and rolling.
There was a thing I saw on Twitter or Facebook or something about sacred language and like literally frequency and geometry. Like there were cymatic frequencies that were matching geometry, and or something like that. And it was pretty interesting. I was pretty interested in it. I wish I would have saved it because that reminded me of just what you were saying right now with all that.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I'm gonna see if there's a device. You ever see the device that ghost hunters use? It's like a EMF detector, electromagnetic field, and they'll say there's more activity, spiritual activity, or ghostly activity, however you want to reference it. I mean, I guess I don't know how you would reference it or talk about it, but they say usually where there's higher electromagnetic fields, there's more likely to be a ghost coming through. You ever heard of that?
Right.
So I really do believe this, because sometimes when I'm walking in nature, dude, I could be vibing real high, and there's other times when I feel it in my body where I'm vibing lower. It almost feels like an energy current.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, that's why
Who's in here?
Witness of Christ.
Who joined? Oh, what's up, brother? How you doing? I heard you let out a little giggle.
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm beautiful, buddy. How are you?
Good as
You good?
well.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's like why I say like about being here on Earth, like, because that could be, I don't know, animal spirits. I don't know, animal spirits walking around here.
It could be, right?
I don't know, dude.
What you're saying, there could be?
Yeah, like just like soul animals just walking around here until they go.
I had animals too. I've lost a couple of my beautiful fur babies, and I'll tell you right now, dude, I got a lot of messages afterwards when it happened, and it was highly beautiful, to be honest with you, and things that I needed, and they came through at opportune moments when I was in a certain light, when I was ready for it, I guess you could say. My awareness was ready for it.
That's awesome.
You know? Some people don't believe in that, but I know it. I don't need anyone. I look, bro. You know what, dude? People can sit there and say this and say that. Listen, I've experienced things that may only resonate with me. But you know what, dude? I know what I experienced, and I know the things in life. Like, I'm pretty good with odds. What's the chance of this happening? What's the chance of that happening? When you break it down, some of the things that I've seen happen aren't normal. And I can be one of these guys. Well, it's coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. I'm sorry. I don't believe in coincidence. Things happen. Now, are they always from the good side? Sometimes they might be from the bad side. I don't know. The hijack side. But a lot, I seem to get a lot more. I get way more good synchronicities now than I do bad synchronicities. And a lot of times it's how I look at them. So if something comes in that gives me a thought of, sometimes I wonder if the synchronicity comes in. It's like, listen, bro, you look at this, you can look at this way or this way, but look at it the way you're supposed to. Look at the way that resonates with you. Look at it the way that that resonates with you. And I look at everything positive now, dude. Even if it's something that might seem bad, I'm like, nah, that's good. Because look, a lot of times in my life, I looked at things and I didn't understand them. I didn't understand them. A lot of the synchronicities. Even when I was younger, I always used to just look at them as coincidences. But now, I'm almost looking at things like, even every synchronicity is a learning experience. Even the bad ones, they may be there, but I can learn something from them. You know what I mean? I can learn to discern, like, what synchronicity is from here, what synchronicity is from there, all the synchronicities together, and they're all there to teach me. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and I was, you remember Squishy?
Squishy, it sounds amazing. Was that the first one that was in the server?
Yeah, they joined, but, they only joined for... Yeah, they joined one of our talks. I think it was on that Monday maybe, I want to say 2 Mondays ago. When we were doing that project that I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to make that video tomorrow. Their friend recently, just stopped being their friend.
Uh-huh.
And
For what? For no reason?
Supposedly, I guess found this new friend. So they found this new friend of theirs, and they just started hating her for no reason. She's like, "Oh, you're not giving me enough attention. And supposedly it got to a point where she thought she was a lesbian, and she wasn't I don't know. I guess she didn't like it because she was, talking to her a lot and trying to hang out, whatever, and just, be a friend. She wasn't trying to make it more, but I don't know, man.
They're just trying to be friends, normal friends, and she just...
Yeah, it just...
Rejected her?
Yeah, she sent me a paragraph, and it's a pretty long paragraph. It said, well, we used to always skate together and play games and question each other to know about each other's lives, and we would have sleepovers and pillow fights and long hug sessions, Bible study time, religious questions, and we would bring us places. I don't know, we just did everything together, and I loved her like a family member, but she never saw me anymore than just a friend. I've stayed awake for many nights now just thinking about our happy memories, and now it's going to end now, and no more will be made. We just got back from a week-long trip together, and all she told when we got back was how my parents should have disciplined me with spanks, and that I was annoying, and that everything would have just been better on that trip if I hadn't interacted with her much. I remember many horrible things that she told me that make me cry to think about, but I never bothered her about it because she's human and she's bound to say and do silly things, but she just thought my mistakes were from from bad intentions. She's accused me of having a crush on her, compared our bra and butt sizes, and laughed about it. She had said I wasn't paying enough attention to her favorite activities when she did them, but when I would and did, she stopped liking that thing and get mad that I was trying to do the same things and shut everything similar down while I was there. So I don't know how to help that because I'm either too interested or not interested enough. She's commented many times on my weight that I looked much prettier when I was skinnier. She has said how her hair is less easy to break, so therefore hers is better. So she's compared a lot of things about us. I wish that stuff never entered our friendship. Maybe we would have been fine then.
That sounds to me like either the girl's texting you and overblown with things and not thankful, like story with the girl. Sounds like she's just fucking really, I don't know, energy shift, living through the ego, right?
Right.
Especially if you're talking like that to someone that was really a good friend of yours. Unless, like I said, unless the girl that's writing you this is maybe there's something else going on that is not being shared, right?
Right. Because I was like, dude, let's see, what did I respond with? I was like, yeah, you guys have a lot in common. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a therapist by any means. I didn't know what to really respond with, but I took this into account. Like I read it and I was like, yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Why is she acting like that? Like, what's going on here? I don't understand. Like, I was just like, why is she acting like that?
There's two sides to every story and the truth, right?
I was like, yeah, there must be something here that happened in between that I'm not being told. Because
there's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. And the other girl is going to have another side, but here's another thing you have to take into account. Some people do, and I've seen this, what I will call is like where someone all of a sudden just starts living right straight out the ego, and they don't care who they hurt. And if that's the case, maybe the other girl's real innocent and a good person, and the other girl is like, yeah, I don't like you. Like who knows? Dude, you could have someone that's really pure-hearted and good, and then you could have another person that's really egotistical and like, you know what, dude, I don't really like you. You're annoying me.
Yeah, unless
some
it's
people
like
that.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, she must just like had a ego trip where she just like didn't want to talk to you for some reason. I don't know. Like she was, I don't know. Like she just got.
That's what it sounds like, dude. That's what it sounds. It's just a misread, dude. Listen, I've had friends that I've misread. You know, like people I thought would be like in my life forever, and I've misread them. They're not. But I thought is sometimes people are putting on masks, and every once in a while they get tired of wearing the masks. They're true ego. They're true. I wouldn't say they're true. I would say they're egos. And where ego coming, they just want to. They want to be in right away, but maybe years later, or maybe some people never realize it. That sometimes a lot of people throw away good friends that are good people. They just don't get it. Yeah, it's all perspective. But anyhow, Evan, it's a little crazy here, and it was not crazy, but it's I'm gonna spend some time with my daughter and my uncle and hang out. But I'll be talking to you. Sorry for my reception issues.
Yeah, no problem.
You heard, brother?
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, I'll be talking to you sometime soon.
All right. It was nice talking to you, Joe.
What are you sorry for?
Oh, no, I was just gone for a second. I just restroom real quick. Wash my hands really quick.
Yeah, I'll hit you up, brother.
All right. It was nice talking to you, Joe. I'm glad you
Me
joined.
too, pal. Yeah, I'm always here to join, brother.
I wish more
yeah.
people would join, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna start seeing if my uncle will join more. I want to invite my buddy AJ, who had a couple crazy experiences, to join. We'll get a couple people, dude. We will. You know, you gotta get people that really, really like. A lot of people are into this stuff, but you gotta get the people that really, really, really want to get their voice out there. You know?
Exactly.
It'll come. Look, divine timing, dude. You know. Are you gonna get a headset, or are you? I don't know if you're still on the thing.
I actually think I fixed it because I had to on OBS. My desktop and my mic were both on. So I muted my desktop, and so it should be better. I think it should be better if I go back and listen to the stream.
Yeah, if like you said, if you want to start continue to making videos, you get yourself on like a cheap snowball or something. You know what I mean? Like a normal headset. Not much. You can get a lot of good deals out there.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of things. But all right, brother. I'll be talking to you.
All right, it was nice talking to you, Joe.
All right, later, pal.
Later. All right. They're showing. I don't even know if he's here though.
Understand on subconscious shit, and then unconscious is working with these ingredients that we had.
Last thought was like,
For me, and I was alive back then, dude, I would have got on a horse like John Wayne and fucking went nuts. Dude, these people are just these people. This is all in place, man. This is all air travel. Yeah, it's all fucking insane.
if you want me here, I'll send it to you just so you can. Yeah.
Things. Yeah, it's really important. Finding something that gets you more aware and gets you more into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Alright. All right, Johnny, I don't know if you're here, but I'm going to get off. And I'll see you next time, dude. It's nice talking to you. All right. Well, there we have it. So, anyway, I'm going to say this before I get off. I want you guys to know that I'm lying. This event was staged. Everything that was said in here by everyone was staged, and it was a lie, and only for comedy and entertainment purposes only. And nothing in here was serious. Everything in here was for entertainment and all jokes openly and willingly. So thank you all.